Okay, David, thank you very much. So our final question then. So finally, you've recently had your flash fiction collection, Incorcisms, published
Yep.
by Arachne Press, and also Fauna, a collection of weird short tales about animals, published by Fly on the Wall Press, who dubbed it vegan noir. So again, could you please tell us a little bit more about those?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a good year for me in terms of little publications. So
Yeah.
fairly coincidentally, both of them came out this year. I mean, I did a lot of submitting last year, and I've ended up with these two things. So I'm really happy with that. Incorcisms came out first in the sort of middle of the year, and it's a weird collection of, it's a very slim volume, a little collection of strange flash fiction, sort of themed around the idea of hauntings and people being possessed and being haunted. Incorcism is a title that I've totally made up, and people struggle to pronounce sometimes. But it's basically the opposite of exorcism. So it's like it's the putting in of demons rather than the taking out of demons. Is the idea behind that.
Perfect.
And it's got this weird kind of strange creature on the front, which is really cool. Yes. So that came out with Arachne in the middle of the year. That was a lot of fun, and it's been turned into an audio book and everything, and so that was really nice. So yeah, that was really, really enjoyable. And then more recently, I've had Fauna published by Fly on the Wall, who are a small press based up here in Manchester. Yeah. Really brilliant, and they've done such a lovely job of this. And this was this is a collection of short stories about animals, weird short stories about animals that I've been writing for quite some time. Actually, the oldest story in here is probably about 10 years old, something like that.
Oh right, okay.
And so a lot of them predate the PhD actually, and they really were written during a period when I sort of went from being a meat eater to being a vegetarian to being a vegan, and sort of getting a bit more involved with things like animal welfare and animal rights and rescue animals and things like that. I was working quite a lot with the RSPCA up here in Manchester. And during that time, did a lot of thinking about like the relationships between humans and animals and the position of animals within our lives, particularly domestic animals, particularly animals that we invite into our homes or we see locally around our area or on our TV screens or whatever it is. And wrote this bunch of really, I sort of call it a menagerie or a bestiary of really strange tales about various individual animals. And it's been a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed working with Fly on the Wall, who have been really, really good. I've
only ever heard good things about Fly on the Wall.
They're great, and they work so hard. They publish quite a lot of stuff, like a lot of poetry collections, short story collections, all sorts of other bits and pieces and things. But they work just relentlessly and really well with their authors as well. And they've been really enthusiastic about this. And someone somewhere came up with this idea of it being vegan noir. I can't quite remember where it came up from. It wasn't me that came up with that, but it was a nice little nugget that seemed to do quite well actually. And it is kind of that, it is, all the stories are a bit dark and a bit unusual and unhinged and strange and quite angry in places, a little bit kind of the angry vegan in me it does come out a little bit. But we're trying to make a point about what it is we do to animals and how we think about them and how we could think better about them, and what we could do better for them. And so far people seem to be enjoying it, and I'm really happy with it.
Good, excellent. Oh God, I'm glad it's doing so well. So congratulations, obviously, on getting those two things both published in the same year. Oh, and I suppose, of course, it's already been mentioned, but 3 publications in a year. So you've gone to print 3 times in 2021. Is that right?
That's right.
Yes,
absolutely.
That's fantastic. Yes, absolutely. So
really great. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. And it was so lovely to have a story accepted for Superlative, and it was an absolute delight when that email came through. I was like, oh great, this weird little story I've written for your magazine has hit the mark, which is good.
Oh, it did, absolutely. It's an absolute pleasure to include your story. So we'll have to go for 4 print publications next year.
Maybe.
As much out as possible. No, but congratulations, very well deserved. And thanks very much, obviously, for answering our questions today.
Thank you very much.